In this video, I'm going to show you where to locate and how to remove the transmission side pan. It's here under the airbox cover in the engine compartment, and we're going to work both below and on top, so we'll have access to both sides. 10mm socket. I'm going to take that air hose off the air cleaner. Loosen that clamp up. And now I can undo the box from the body. I'm going to get an extension and 10mm socket. There's 3 bolts holding it. There's one right here by the battery. Another one on the back side over here. And then one way down here in the front. I like to use a little magnet. And then one down there. Get those 3. Move them. Now I can grab that air box and just lift up. And get that out of the way. I'm just going to take the plastic air dam cool air feeder out. Just push down on that plastic clip. You can lift up on the tab. Pull that whole clip out of the way. Just grab that and lift up. With a pair of pliers or needle nose, I'm just going to take the clamp off this breather tube. I'm going to take this, move it aside, and grab that hose and give it a couple of twists. See if I can break it free. And then I'm going to take the little clip here, squeeze that so I can get that harness disconnected from that mount. Here we go. Now I'm going to raise and drain the transmission. We're going to remove the undercarriage splash shield that's located right around this transmission pan so we get a clear shot and don't make too much of a mess. 10mm socket. There's 2 bolts located up inside this driver's side fender well. Then we have one here. So there's 4 overall, and you can get that side shield right out of the way. So 24mm socket or wrench, and I'm going to drain the transmission. I'm going to pull this drain plug out, get a catch pan, and we'll drain the fluid out so we can take that cover off without having any huge mess. So while that's draining, this is a magnetic drain plug. So this top right here is magnetic, so all the metals from the transmission, which are normal after a high mileage, like 100 and something thousand miles, you'll get all these little fine shavings. It's actually really normal. You're looking for chunks. You don't want pieces of metal or what we call bushings and stuff. You just want that shaving stuff, but you want to clean it off. Make sure it's all cleaned. And get yourself a new gasket, usually made out of aluminum or copper, not a rubber seal, and it's just a crush washer. Make sure you pick up one of those too. So a 10mm socket is going to take all of these bolts out of this side pan. I'm going to start from the top, work my way around. I'm going to take those out and compare lengths and confirm they're all the same length. And this way, if one is longer, I'll know where it came from. And the last one on this side, top. Okay, they're all the same length. So now I'm just going to go right around. The ones over here, because of this air dam, you might have to just take a wrench on. I got the top 2. It seems to be struggling there, so. I'm going to take the rest out with a wrench on the side there. I'm just going to get a wrench up in there, break them free. It's not difficult. once you break them free, you get them with your finger. Just loosen them up. So there's 3 more bolts up on top that I have to get, so I'm just going to put the socket up there, and then I'll put the air ratchet on it and take them out. Okay, there's one. So I'm going to switch over to 1/4 inch drive, see if I can really get that socket in a small ratchet up there. So I got a new gasket for the drain plug, and I'm going to reinstall this so I can concentrate on taking the cover off and moving the pan over there to pick up any residual tranny fluid. I'm just going to snug it for now. I will look up the torque specs later, but right now I'm just going to snug it down. Last 3 bolts. Make sure that catch basin's there. And we're going to grab that firmly and just give it a little pry. If you get yourself a pry bar or a flathead screwdriver, it wouldn't hurt. Just grab that cover, hold it firmly, and wedge something in between there. And let that drain. Just bring the pry bar all the way up. Gasket might stick a little. Let me just bring that right down. And now with a clean rag, I'm just going to go around the surface here and try to get all of the debris off and the fluid. Try not to get any inside the transmission. So I can see where the gasket's going to hit. It's going to be on the clean side, and that dirt and debris, that's all going to be on the outside. Just go all the way around. Wipe it down the best you can. Now we've got the new pan cover, and it comes with the gasket already pressed in. Make sure it's seated correctly all the way around. No hitches there. And we're going to just place it right up in there. Nice and snug. I'm going to grab some bolts, and we're going to start them by hand. I'll probably do all 4 corners first. These are only 6mm bolts, so you don't want to cross thread them. Now we're just going to take them all and go all the way around. Being that this is compound plastic in a rubber gasket, obviously do not use a power tool to tighten these. I'm going to use my 1/4 inch air ratchet. I'm going to put it at the lowest speed, and I'm just going to bottom them out before I torque them. All right, like I said, 1/4 inch ratchet, slowly just snug them up. I decided a 1/4-inch swivel socket works pretty good on the side here to snug it up. And that way I can also use a torque wrench. Torque specs for this transmission cover pan is 110 inch-pounds. So we're going to always start from the center. I'm going to try to do the top from up above, make it easier. And then I'll lift the car up and go from down below. You can see I never even really bottomed them out, so it's going to take a while. I don't like to over tighten. Okay, let's move on to the other side. I'm going to do the best crisscross pattern up here I can, because normally I would do the whole pan crisscross, but this one we have to lift it and lower it. Okay, double check all the top ones, confirm they're tight, and then I'm going to raise the vehicle up. Try to get that hose out of the way. Get this corner one. double check all of your torque. If you just want to go in order, right around. This is the 24mm socket. I have that new gasket on, and the torque is 40 to 53 foot-pounds. I'm at 47. Now we're back on the top, and we're going to connect our harness through that little bracket. Just put that click in, and the vent hose, put right on that vent tab. Grab that clamp and tighten it up. I like to line it up to where it was before. There we go. And now I'm going to take a 3/8 drive, because this is where we're going to fill the transmission fluid, right here. I'm going to put a long extension on there, and I'm going to break it free. And the factory put a nice little white line here. That's where it lines up. So I'm just going to spin it free. There's a rubber seal. See the O-ring? So it can't be over tightened, it just has to be snug. Now I'm going to get a funnel and fill this with 7.7 quarts of full synthetic transmission fluid. So I'm going to put 7 in and then go through the check fluid level procedure. Make sure you use full synthetic or Hyundai ATF. It's going to be a timely process because it is airtight. If you fill it too fast, it burps and spills right out. So you have to, I have like a rag so that I'm making a clean seal. I'd rather have it burp up through the funnel. Okay, now that I've put my 7.7 quarts of transmission fluid in there, I'm going to put this cover back on. And I'm going to put the air box, everything back together up on the top, because you have to run this so that it reaches 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 62 Celsius. Once it reaches temperature, you can run it through all the gears. I would do it like 3 or 4 times. Put it back in park, and then we're going to raise this up. And we're going to pull that side cover off and watch the fluid come out. It should just trickle out. If it does trickle out, then we're full. If no fluid comes out, then we have to add until fluid does come out. So we have to put the airbox on in order to get to that procedure. We're going to run it, like I said, probably about good 25 minutes to a half hour, and then we'll check the level. Okay, going to put that front air dam feed back in. Make sure the hose goes all the way down. And then I'm going to slide that right over the top, like that. Get the plastic push pin, put that in. Okay, I'm going to put that push pin in. Just push that tab down so it's flush, just like that. I'm going to grab my air box. I know that the way it mounts is, you get one here by the, over here on the battery tray, one in the back, and then one below. So I'm going to put the air dam hose in the back first. See that line right up? There we go. I'm going to pop the front hose on. Make sure that little cutout notch line up. And now I can see and make sure my bolts line up. And like I said, there's 3 mounting bolts. I'm going to use a magnet to get some of these bolts down in there. Get this last one down in. Got my extension with a 10mm socket. Just snug them up. $10mm on this clamp. All right, now we're going to go to a safe place, turn the fans on, run this car for, like I said, 25 minutes to a half hour. Now that we've reached a proper temperature, you can use a scan tool also to tell yourself whether you've reached at least 140 Fahrenheit. Put your foot on the brake, apply the brake, and run it through the gears, like I said, 3 to 4 times. I stop for like 2 or 3 seconds in each gear. I even go to low. And I repeat this process 3 to 4 times. And now to check the fluid level, we want it in park and running. Okay, so I'm going to raise it up and we're going to pull that plug out to see where the level's at. Now this thing has reached temperature, it's up in the air in park, idling. I'm going to use my 3/8 ratchet and I'm going to open this little door here on this cover. And this should have ATF barely trickling out. If it's not coming out at all, I have to fill it at the same time while I'm waiting for this to trickle out. So this is the passageway to check the fluid level. If it comes out tons, then it's overfull and I have a catch basin below me. And if that's the case, then we're just going to let it run out till it trickles. I kind of overfilled it because I'd rather have it overfull than under so that I can not have to add. Okay, I locked it tight. You can't over tighten this, it has a stop on it. I'm just going to confirm that it's as snug as it can be. And I'm going to get a rag and clean that up. Now we can put our undershield on and we'll be done. So this one on this side overlaps that one. It actually has a little clip that it can lock into right there. Let's get it all lined up. Put the 2 bolts on in the fender well. $10mm socket. Now we're done. When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.